Hi guys, how are you doing? How are you guys today? Oops, forgot to turn one over. Well, hello Robin and Teresa. It's live on your phone, not my iPad. Cool. Hello, Heart of Hope Designs from Liverpool, New York. And of course, my sweet girl Dawn. Well, did you guys have a good day? I had a busy day today, but a very accomplished day, if you know what I mean. One of those days where you walk away going, yep, I did my best today, worked as hard as I could, shouldn't have done any more. It is what it is, right? Does someone mind telling me that if they can see or hear me? That would be great. We could talk about the weather for a few minutes if you like. So tell me how the weather where you are. Robin, what about you? How's the weather going where you live? In Liverpool, New York? It was a good day for you, Robin? Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Hi, Zamora. How was your weather? Boo. Oh, good. You hear? Boy hears my voice and is looking for me. So, Boy is Dawn's puppy. And apparently, he has learned my voice from listening to videos. But then I did get to meet him the other day. He came over and played with my poodles. He's teeny tiny and my poodles are big. So, oh, yes, it is, Beatrice. It is so hot in Louisiana. It is very, very hot. What about hot in Minnesota? Oh, and your air quality. Oh, from Canada. Sorry about that. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sissy Sue. Sissy Sue Creations. Hello, are you? Hershey, Pennsylvania. Love there. You guys just had a show in Lancaster not that long ago, right? All right, so it's about 3 minutes after, and we have plenty of people on, and I'm ready to get started. So how about you guys? So my name is Nicole Peterson. I'm the owner, designer, and I like to say custodian also sometimes of Picket Fence Studios. I own Picket Fence with my husband, Matt, and he's in the other room working on something else, I'm sure. So it's just me, you guys, and one of my standard poodles is in the other part of my studio. He locked Maggie in with him because Maggie does not like it when her mama goes live. She starts doing crazy things. So it's going to be kind of quick tonight. It's not that large of a release. Oh, the show is in July. Yes, and it is going to be so hot. I love Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I love Pennsylvania. I really think if there was a state that I could move to, other than in the South, I think I would be pretty close to Pennsylvania. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. It isn't the largest release that we've ever had, but it's a really I shouldn't say that. I think it's a very good release. It's very strong. It has a couple of themes with it, which is always good, right? But it also has some good basics that you. Hello, Bonnie. That in Zamora. It's raining. It has some good basics to it that you guys are going to see. All right. I don't have cards to show you tonight, but I do have all of the products in front of me. And let's go ahead. Let's be backwards tonight. Now, we did not release any stencils this month in June. What? What happened there, Nicole? You know, sometimes things just happen, and I just didn't have any stencils ready for June. But, you know, I think it's okay because you guys, we're always releasing stencils, so, you know, it's all good. But I can tell you there is a stencil, 2 of them, that would work great with this release that you might already have. And it is called By All Beans Necessary. And it is, hello, Scrapple Latte. Oh, this is going to be your release, girl. So we have a very strong theme going throughout the month. And we have here 2 die sets that I designed myself. And they are, let me put this one this way. So we don't have to choose, okay? This is called Slimline Building Time for Tea. But guys, you don't have to use it for a slimline because if you just cut right here in half, everything else fits perfectly on an A2. Okay, so I've heard also this right here, this little, this is meant to be the tablecloth. So what this is like, this is for a table. So this is the top of your table. See how it has a lip right here? And then this is a part of a tablecloth that you would cut out and it would hang over the die right here because everything else is stacked on top of this piece. So this is your table. This is your cute little tablecloth that you can use or not use. I saw several of the design team members use this. It cuts very well. It's very nice, deep. And it cuts into it very well. Also, if you don't want to do tea, how cute would this be for lemonade or something? Okay, then you actually, they have it upside down. Then this and this, these two are like trays for your tea, your biscuits and stuff. And then you have another one here. So what you would do is you have, so these are the two trays that come with it. And you know, look how cute that is. It's so cute. So, so, so cute. I know. And then let me show you the dies that you get with it, okay? You get, this is a little tea bag. This right here could be, this is the top of a cupcake right here. So this is the cupcake top, and this is the cupcake. So you can take, you cut this out in frosting and this out in, you know, and the frosting goes on top. Then you have two saucers, okay? One is smaller than the other one because you'll see that you have a milk jug. This right here with the little, is a honey jar right here. This is a spoon that goes into the honey jar. So it's one of those little you know, spoons. They're kind of, I don't know what you call them. They, you know, you dunk them in the honey, and then you pull it out and it's like all stringy and stuff. So that's what that is. That's one of those little honey spoons that go into the little honey pots. Then you have a croissant right here, which one of the girls I saw took this die. She took this one and she built her croissants going like across it. So cute. And the croissants are very easy, just a little bit of brown inking on them and they're ready to go. Then you have this. So this is your milk. This is your sugar, or you could say creamer if you like. Here is one coffee cup. So you have two different size saucers because you might want to put the teapot onto a saucer, and this is your cup. Here, these are 3 cups stacked on top of each other. So yeah, this took me a while. I'm not gonna lie. I worked really hard on this. These cups might look better on the larger plate. And then these right here, it's funny because when Jen was working on making her card, she called me. She's like, Nicole, what are these? I don't know. Are they cake? I'm like, no, they're not cake. They're sandwiches. So you see, these are your 2 pieces of bread, right? And then this one indents. So if you want to color that like a, I mean, and it's like a very little skinny, you wanted to color that some kind of brown to make it look like, you know, a sandwich bread. Or here, if you wanted to add yellow or green for lettuce. But you also can then cut them in half, like in triangles. And then you could take them and stack it on top of the tray. Okay, so you could have sandwich tray, you can have, or they could be cake, because if you slice them in half, either like into triangles, they'll look like cake. So these 3 could be sandwiches or they could be cake, you know. And then of course you have a nice beautiful teapots. So yes, they are very, thanks guys, I appreciate that. This was a hard one. You know, it took me a while to figure it out, but I got there, and that's what's important. Now I see why they put this upside down, didn't I? Don't they? All right, so this is called Slimline Time for tea. Okay, and it is slimline, but remember, I love slimline because you know what? To me, those dies are so versatile that you could also, yes, those sandwiches would make a great layered cake, right, Bonnie? Because you can always die cut the piece of these two pieces right here to make it fit an A2. And what I like about it is if you want a vertical A2 or a horizontal A2, they both work, right? So again, this is your slimline scene building time for tea. So that's one. And then we have another beverage, you could say beverage themed, if you would. Here is this table. And guys, this table die cuts beautifully. This table actually just in and of itself, this table is a great thing to have in your studio. I mean, just in your stash. And they do obviously work together, right? You can put this goes on top of here just fine, you know, like that. But this one was for tea. This one is about espresso. So you have this little tiny espresso machine. I say tiny, it's really not that tiny. So you have an espresso machine and all the pieces, it's all together. So when you die cut it, it's all going to come out. Now let me give you a tip. This is what I do. When I die cut something that I know is going to have these little bitty pieces, I go and get some of the stick and press from, you know, Jennifer McGuire's husband was the inventor. And before I flip this over, I flip my whole sandwich, okay, to where my sandwich is facing up. Then I take press and seal and I put it on top, okay. Then I flip this over and I just push the die down into my hand, into the press and seal, and then slowly lift it up. That way, you have a better chance of understanding what everything is if you do it that way. Or you can try to keep all the little pieces inside. But anyway, there's your espresso machine. Then, look at this. I saw this espresso machine in a store where now, I'm going to get that lower. Okay, I did it without shutting everything down. These are cups that go across the espresso machine. And then I'm not going to take everything else off because they're teeny tiny little, you know, they're dies. Here's a little bread and fruit basket. Okay. And then let me go over everything. So this is a loaf of bread. This, you could say is either for milk, if you like. Here you have a coffee mug. I would call this like, you know, an iced coffee mug. Here this is a flower. Excuse me. It is a flower pot with the flower attached to it. So when you die cut it, the flower stays stuck in. Here's a saucer, a little spoon. This is like a roll, like a cinnamon roll right there. But the way it cuts out, it doesn't cut out with just like a circle. It has like a notch in it. What is the name? The name of the espresso bar is Scene Building Espresso Bar Table Dies. And then you have another tiny little saucer. And that's because if you wanted to put a saucer under the teacup, or you just wanted to put, you wanted to just take the cinnamon roll and build them up on top of the saucer. So I gave you two different size saucers. Then over here, you have... Over here, this is meant to be like a little stirring, a little cup with spoons in it. Here you have an apple, an orange. Here's a smaller cup. I would call that an espresso cup. Wait, I lost it right there. An espresso cup because it's small. Here you have a pear. Then you have two cups. And I did them where you have one cup that goes to the right and one where the handle goes to the left. And then these are bananas. So what's really fun about it is like all of this stuff, you can like poke it in, you know, you can make this a bread basket if you want. You can have your little flowers. It just all works together. And they do work together as well. You know, these pieces can be used here and these could be here. This is said about tea and this is about, you could say coffee. I just put espresso because that's, you know, a fun word. But all the parts on this one fit on top of here. So you can see that the teapot fits very well. You know, they go back and forth. So they definitely go together, but one has a tea theme and the other one is a coffee theme. So let me just put these back on the backer. It's always so hard to remember so I don't lose anything. My husband, Matt, was helping me die cut the other day, just like 2 days ago. And he comes up and he's like, I have an extra die. And I'm like, what do you mean you have an extra die? I don't know where this die came from. I'm like, dude, you lost one of my dies? He goes, it's not lost. It's in my hand. I'm like, oh no, we don't know where it goes. That means it is lost. We don't know what die set it goes in. So guess what? That means it's lost. All right. So we do have more coffee and tea themed items for this month. Here is a huge 6x6, and this is called our finest selection. This right here I could have done this as a seamless stamp where it was just 4x4. However, I would have made everything tinier, and I really wanted this to be a nice, bold statement stamp. So here it is a 6x6, and this stamps beautifully. Does great with embossing powder if you didn't want to just like stamp with a solid color. It looks great stamped in brown too. Really good. So obviously that goes together. And then we have a new BFF girl. I have been hearing your pleas for new BFF girls, and here you go. Her name is Ruby, and Ruby does have a coordinating die, and guess what Ruby is holding? A coffee cup. Now it could be, a mimosa hiding in her coffee cup, but whatever you want it to be. But this also goes together. So it could be tea, right? It doesn't have to be coffee. This one, though, is all about coffee. Then I have a brand new sentiment set for you guys, which I'm super excited about. And it is called Espresso Yourself. Now, it doesn't have a die. We didn't make a die for this one. Now, if a lot of people bought it and then we had a lot of people wanting to die, I can always have a die made. However, this is not just for coffee. It is for coffee and tea. So let me read them to you. A cup a day helps keep the insanity away. I have some beans to spill. Coffee, cheaper than therapy. My coffee bar is always open for you. Spill it. Tea, cheaper than coffee. Coffee reminds me of you. Strong, sweet, and a necessity. Milk and sugar are always optional, but you, my dear, are not. Make good choices. You always have hot water and tea leaves at the ready. Just one reason why we're friends. I know. And then it says, I'm always here for you to espresso yourself. If your kettle's too full, call me. I'm always ready for a good brew. I'm glad we share the same love language, hot water and an extra cup. I'm definitely using that one. I love the love language. I hope your cup overflows with love and friendship. And then I skipped, I know you have your priorities straight because I peeked into your tea cabinets. And then this one says, no to adding milk, but yes to that cookie. So they're really fun, right? I'm fluffy. Do y'all have any fluffy girls? Well, I don't think Ruby would be considered thin. I would think she's like an average. But that's a good thought. Thank you there, Mary. She's not as skinny as some girls that we've had in the past. She is a little fluffier, because she has the coat makes her fluffier. Okay, so this is what we have for our coffee and tea release. So the stamp set Espresso Yourself goes with the coffee and the tea. It's not just coffee. It's not just tea. It goes together. So that's everything for our coffee release this month. So let me put this to the side. And guys, I made a whole bunch of bundles with these, a whole bunch. So when you buy a bundle, you get 10% off. So before you put things in your cart, go check out all of the bundles because like I made a bundle with all the coffee things, right? All the coffee things. Then I made a bundle with all the things that went with just tea. Okay. And then I did another bundle where it was all of this together. So you get 10% off, right? And you still earn points with what you purchase, even though you get 10% off. Because the way we have it hooked up is that, because sometimes you have reward programs that you don't own, you do not earn points in those reward systems if you're getting some kind of discount. Ours is not set up like that. Since it's an automatic 10% off and we have the price reduced already in the actual price code, you do earn points from buying the bundles and still get 10% off, which I think is a good thing. Because a lot of times when you have a bundle or something, you know, and you save 10%, in the long run, you might not be saving 10% because they don't give you your points. Okay. Then, since it is still about summer and spring, here we have some girls, and I love them. It is called the Best Dirt. Now, you have three, look how big they are, three nice size girls or women. Look, see, they're a little on the fluffy side. See, they're not all skinny mini, and they're all shaped differently. This one's kind of like a pear. So I did put you some different size girls. So here you have this little pond right here with bricks and some little, you know, you can even use this with the frogs. Then you have three girls. You have two flower pots, and four flower pots actually. And then you have this beautiful bench. And let me read you the sentiments because they're really good. It says, gardeners know the best dirt. All is good. Hello. Get well, then you can come sit a spell. Flowers don't ask questions, they just understand. Be sure to frequently wet your plants. I get your plantaholic vibes, and then let it grow. Okay, so, and they have dies. So dies with the matching stamp. But then I had to go a step further and make an arbor. Because when I was little, my grandmother had an arbor in her backyard, and it was, you know, we live in Louisiana. So anytime that you put wood outside, you're begging for bees, and hornets and all kind of little buzzing insects to come and build a nest, and birds. So my poor grandmother could never have the dream arbor she wanted because there were always insects trying to live in her arbor. So this arbor is perfectly sized. I'm going to put in one here. So this arbor is perfectly sized for an A2. And then you can see how these girls would overlay. So if that's your arbor in the background, then your girls would easily overlay like this. And if you wanted to have one, you could put some plants. You could put this plant. See, it fits in there. I'm just kind of messing around here. You can have another plant next to her. Let's see. I'd move this one. Let's see. Let me get my other girl. Yes, I put this girl. So you can have another one here. So you see, it's so easy, just scene building, right? Link does work to entire release and saver bundles. Thank you. Also, if you buy everything from the release, you get 15% off, and you still earn points because of the way that I set it up. So this is really fun, guys. It is called the Best Dirts, and then it comes with scene building arbor. I predict that this arbor and these girls are going to show up quite often in the near future, because I don't see this just being a summer set. I see this also being a fall, a spring for sure, and a summer set. Because if you had something like a pool, like let's say you had a pool stamp from another company, you could have these around that pool stamp. It doesn't have to be from PFS, right? I mean, everyone has different companies in their stash. All right. So that's all of them put together. And yeah, don't you always lose your plastic, right? Yes, this was very fun set. So this is called the Best Dirt Ever. And like I said, it does come with the arbor. It has matching dies, and the arbor has matching dies. And I was able to squeeze in 2 sentiments for the same price for free. So the sentiments say, you say plantaholic like it's a bad thing. This one says plant them and they will grow. So this arbor comes with 2 sentiments as well. Yeah, it's super fun. So we have this, which is, you know, like a little mini thing. And then we have another rainbow, because this little rainbow has been waiting to be released with this. So this rainbow here comes together. So it has a shadow. So you can make it with the shadow. And then you have this. This is a mama elephant and a baby elephant. And when it cuts out, it cuts them all out together, and then you can just piece it back together. So it does kind of fit like in the middle. Then the whole rainbow is just one piece. That's one thing I love about our rainbow dies, is because you can just die cut this like in 3 or 4 different colors, and you can then build 3 or 4 different rainbows, right? Because when I'm going to put this on yellow cardstock, and I have to do yellow, green, red, whatever colors I'm going to do, that's going to give you a whole bunch of pieces. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be building a lot of rainbows that day, right? So this rainbow with the little mama elephants, what came out this month with animal crackers. Yes, another version of animal crackers. But I was thinking this would be so cute with the animal crackers that are called Animal Crackers You Deserve to Be Spoiled, because they're the animal crackers in that set, You Deserve to Be Spoiled, are like tiny little, and they all have like a treat jar. And you could actually line up almost all of those little critters in front of this rainbow. Super, super cute. Or you could use one of these new ones from Animal Crackers, Kind Messages. So you have a giraffe. I have a giraffe theme going this month, right? And there's a little baby duck and a bunny and a bear, or you could say a cat. This is a monkey. This one looks like a cat. This is your bear. I think these two are cats. And then here's a dog. And then down here, it's a nice size stamp. You have the giraffe, a different giraffe. This one, you have a lion, a little bear. You could say a koala or a monkey. I'm sorry, a monkey. Here's the bear, Nicole. Then you have a rabbit, a kitty cat, a penguin, one pig, a dog, and a cat. So, so, so cute. Yeah, Animal Crackers, I'm going to continue to build this collection. So they say, we can't wait to watch you grow. You are a blessing. We heard you have a new addition. Our gang is rooting for your super fast recovery. Hello, baby. We're here for you. Great news. So it's not just about babies. I put some get well and hello and all that in there. Because a lot of times, you buy a stamp set. I don't know about you, but I don't like to buy a stamp set that is just for a baby card. I wanted the sentiments to also go with other things. Like I can send this to my daughter saying, you are a blessing. Or if someone's having a bad day, I can use we're here for you, and put that in front of them, meaning like the whole group, the whole gang is in front of you. So we have, this one is called Another Rainbow Die for All Seasons. I think we have like 5 rainbows now. I don't know, I'm going to have to pull them out. And then, yes, you have the coordinating dies for Animal Crackers. Kind Messages. Howdy. All right, so this was one theme of, obviously you can use them together. I mean, how cute would it be to use this rainbow? We could put the arbor. Oh, this is a good idea. I'm sorry. You could put the arbor and then have a rainbow like peeking out from behind the arbor. And then have some little, see what happens when I don't have cards? I'm just going to make some cards, right? And then right here, you could put these little animals inside the arbor if you wanted to, or you could use some of the girls. And you could have a rainbow peeking out behind and at the arbor and the girls. So kind of it all goes together. Sometimes someone might think that something doesn't go together, but we got to use our imagination. And the arbor, I really love the fact that when I can get away with adding things to your dies, because I'm gonna tell you a secret. See, this outside die is what you pay for, believe it or not. The fact that I was able to get both of these to fit inside the arbor when they die cut it, you're not paying any extra money for it. So technically, when you buy a die, or when I design a die, I always try to put something inside these big perimeter dies so you get something else. Okay, so that's the arbor in his die sets. Here you go, Mr. I think we have 5 rainbows now. I know we had a Christmas, a Halloween, maybe 2 Christmases and a Halloween last year. And then we've had the one that has the watermelon in it this year. So maybe it's just 4. It's either 4 or 5. Okay. So that all goes together. Then we have a very special stamp for a very special lady who's very dear to my heart and has become very quickly one of my very best friends, and that is Jen. There she is. This is called Jen Girl. So it looks like it's a little hard to see. Her hair is not as solid as what this looks like. Let me put it right here. It is not like solid. You actually have lots of space to color her hair. But what's great about, hi Miss Mary, what's great about hair like this, you do very little blending. I mean, absolutely at all. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do just one color. Whenever I have hair where it's just, you know, basically very little opening to color, I get 3 colors. Brown, a brownish orange, and then a blonde-ish color, you know, 2 oranges and a yellow. And then I just kind of add streaks wherever. And that's all you have to do for her hair. And then she's looking to the side and these beautiful flowers. And then she has a gorgeous earring right there. So you guys were also asking about when we're going to come out with the next beautiful girl. Well, here you go. We have to make one for Jen. And then we have, here's the die. And I put a die cut in there. And it says Beauty from Within. So that's great to put, like, again, this would be a great card to make a birthday card for any woman. But I know my Jordan turned 32 today. This would be a great card for her because it's all the long hair, and Beauty from Within would be great on this. No. Insane. Okay, so we have Jen Girl, her matching die, and you get that free little Beauty from Within. All right, now, this is not a very large release, but we also have 4 new connected shaker dies. I know you guys have been waiting, and it's been torture to hold this back, but Matt said I had to let the circle sell for a little while before I could come out with the squares. So here you go, darlings. Now we have squares, just like our circle connectors. So I pulled this card because I wanted to remind you that your circle connectors, do you see this floating shaker right here? Okay, I made this floating shaker out of this excess square around it. Okay, so let's talk about what connector shakers are supposed to do. I know, Dawn, you bought them all. Okay, so they come in 2 pieces. Technically, this is kind of like 3 dies, but they are meant, they're meant to do 2 things. One, this is meant to die cut into your paper, okay, right? Then let's say you're doing an actual true shaker part where you're actually cutting the shaker into the paper. Okay, so you would die cut that into your paper. Then when you turn your paper over and it's time for you to put foam or double-sided tape. Oh my gosh, guys, these are awesome with double-sided tape. Then you can put this on the back of your card and it allows you to help you build up and keep everything around your shaker where it's all on the inside. So this can be die cut with foam so you can build up your shaker. If you see this right here, see how this is built up with foam? I don't want to mess up my card. But right here, I was able to die cut. So if I wanted to make a floating shaker out of this, and by floating shaker, I mean, it's like sitting on top of the card, not like floating around, but it's elevated on top of the card. So this right here, you can die cut this out of foam and then die cut this out of paper and put a piece of transparency between the paper and this. And when you lay it down, you can build it up and make one of these floating shakers. And I will show you this tomorrow because I do have another live tomorrow. So what sizes do we have? So we have, we have 1.5, we have 2.0, 2.5, and 3.0. I did not do the 3.5 in the square. It was way too big for the size cards that we make. It was even too big for a 5x7. So I did not make a 3x5 square shaker, but we will have others coming though. But I want to show you a little trick that I do, how I store mine. So I have these little magnetic sheets, and what I do so I can remember, because once all of these pieces get floating around and you're trying to work, then you start where you're like, ah, what's happening? So what I like to do is I labeled my magnet sheet. So this is the 1.5, 1.5, 2.0, 2.0. I get two prototypes and everything, remember? So I usually have two. 2.5, and then here the 3.0. And then this I take and I keep it in this little art bin box, and it's labeled. And this is also where I have my circles. And so this is my 3.5 circles, and then 1.5, 2.0, and so forth underneath. And then I had a whole bunch of extra words, so I put those in there too. So this is very convenient, this little art box thing. But I wanted to show you how I do suggest, because I know what we want to do is their squares. So someone's going to want to take them all off their backers and put them on a ring, and that's okay, you can do that, but doing it on that ring might cause you a little frustration whenever you go try to figure out what part goes with what, right? Because if you buy all four, that means you've got 8 pieces of squares floating around, and what goes with what, right? Okay, so tomorrow I do have a great idea for a card though. Think of a birthday present. So we could actually build a completely floating birthday card. It was so cute for anyone, but especially for like a little boy. I just think, and you have to remember, you don't look at this size, you look at this size. So this would be like the top of your cake, and this could be the third layer. This might be my card for tomorrow. So here you could very easily make a shaker card and make it look like a present. Or if you wanted to, you could make it look like a cake or whatever you need to do for little boys. Yes, and we are going to come out with more shapes. And here, so you can see the size. So this is 1.5 to 2.5 and 3.0. So these are the shaker windows that you would use to cut into your paper. And then the reason why I call them connectors is because you see here, this die cuts on the inner and the outer. So what's great about that is if this is your die, and you die cut this and this into your cardstock, and then you turn your cardstock over, you can die cut this out of foam, and then you take it off pull your foam off, and it has the perfect square of foam now on the back of your shaker, so where you don't have to sit there and fight with teeny tiny little pieces of foam. This right here cuts, or if you don't want to use foam, double-sided tape. It's amazing because you can peel one side off, place it down, and then this is your double-sided tape now, and then peel the other backer piece off, put your acetate down, right? And then go cut a piece of foam again with this. So then you would have the window, you would have acetate, you would have tape around it that's holding the acetate down. Then you die cut this again with foam, and you put the foam right on top. And then all you would have to do then, because this is going to be your levy, right? So this is your little levy. I'm going to show you all this tomorrow. And then here on the inside, you put all your little shaker bits, right? And then place another square on top of that, and you're done. They literally, it'll take you, it's so fast. These shaker connectors, I mean, I'm not going to say they were like, you know, genius like electricity or telephone or anything, but it was one of those moments when I was, you know, trying to make a shaker card, and I'd been fighting with foam and tape for, you know, 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, this is so frustrating. And, you know, you can all, and someone asked me, Nicole, can't you just tape these two together and they'll cut for you? Yes, you can tape two cuts. You can tape two die cuts together. But what happens? After time, this moves. So if you're trying to get this perfectly lined up, this is going to be right every single time. And guys, this is not just for shakers. You use it for so many different things. So let me show you our two sequins. So I had a friend, she's Irina. She's the owner of La La Land. And she messaged me like at 10 o'clock at night my time, and she's like, Nicole, I need a favor. And I'm like, Irina, what do you need? And so she had a make and take coming up. And I don't know what happened. I didn't ask her, but for some reason she didn't have enough of the sequence that she needed. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll get up and I'll go to the garage, because the garage is where I mix all of my sequins. I have a sequence mixing garage. And I went in there and I took her sample, and she had added red hearts to this. So after I made it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to add some, we're just going to have this for a release because it's gorgeous. And it is called Glamorous. And it is perfect, if you ask me, for this month's release with Jen, because glamorous. All right. And of course I made a mess. It's okay. My dogs like to eat sequins. And then my cleaning lady's coming tomorrow, so she's going to be in here, so that's good. Not that we want to give her any extra work. Okay, and then we have one last thing. This is called Lake Tahoe. This was actually sitting on the shelf for probably a year, and that happens sometimes where I'm in the garage and I'll mix, and I'm like mixing away, and then I suddenly think I see, when you're looking at all the different colors for me, and I'm working like on Christmas. But even though I'm working on Christmas, while I'm digging through all the red and greens, I might come across this unbelievable, beautiful shade of green that's too dark for Christmas, but it's beautiful if I just added it with light green and some, this is like a denim, this larger sequence. It's matte, it's a matte finish, and it's like a blue denim color. So I mean, that's how I create my sequence mixes. If I'm in there working on Christmas, you never know, I might make Easter Bunny while I'm making Christmas. Or last week, I was doing Halloween, and my husband said, okay, we're done. I'm like, no, we're not. I have 2 Christmases I want to make. He's like, no, we're done. Because he does help me, because there's a lot of muscle that needs to go into it. And, still recovering from everything else. So he does help me mix. I pick out, and we do it together. It's kind of fun. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Oh, wait, I got something. You want to hear a little story, and then I'll let you go. Okay, we are less than 45 minutes. So 2 years ago, I ordered a tool, and this is not a new tool. This is just something that has been in our industry now for about 4 years. So, and, after a certain amount of time, it's okay, So 2 years ago, I ordered it. I ordered it 2 years ago. A year ago, what I'm about to show you came in. Okay, it's a stamp positioning tool. A year ago, 1,600 of these came in. I opened the box, super excited. It took a year, right? And I specifically said, I do not want a hockey puck. I do not want, anybody can buy a hockey puck, right? They're hockey pucks. I want this piece right here, this bottom piece, to be solid. So I want everything in the foam to underneath the felt. And actually, by the way, this is real felt, so they were a little bit more expensive. It's not foam, it's true felt. So this is actually 2 pieces. They ended up having to make a mold for it. So this piece right here is a solid piece of plastic. And then here also you have another, and look, what's great, guys, look, it fits in your hand. I'm so excited about that, because I have a larger one that I had bought from someone like 3D printing. And look, it's smooth. It's great. It's not going to scratch things, because I made it with good felt, and I had them make it small. So it would actually fit into a woman's hand. So it does kind of resemble a hockey puck in a sense, but it's not a hockey puck, because it has that solid core to it, where all the way around and all the way through, look, there's nothing. The other ones, you could just push right here and it would make a whole circle all right here. So what did I do with 1,600 of the other ones? Oh, we gave them away, some of them away. We gave the last ones to a school. A few boxes were brought to recycling. I gave some to my friends and said, here, guys, you can have these, but they're not that great. but you can have them. So anyway, this is not new to this release. I just wanted to tell you guys, this is coming out in July, which is right around the corner. So, and it does have Picket Fit Studios on it, and they are white, so they'll fit into any of your scrapbook rooms, or your art rooms, or your craft rooms, or your studios, or whatever it is you like. All right. Well, guys, that's about it for tonight. I will be back again tomorrow, 6 o'clock. I plan on doing something with the shakers, the connected square shakers. And I don't know, something with the birthday. I have no idea. I might end up, who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll figure it out though, right? All right. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Please remember to come back. Oh, and wait, by the way, while I have 37 of you here, I'm just going to do a little innocent plug. So our giraffe kit is still, we still have some of our giraffe kits. We have the one that's without the class access, which is, oh gosh, I don't remember the cost. I forgot. Jen, how much is the one without the class access? And then the one with the class access. So I never set goals for myself. I'm not very competitive. So I don't really set goals very often. It might be like once or twice a year. So I did set a goal for myself, and this is why I don't do it, because I feel bad when I don't meet them. I'm 2 away from the number that I wanted for people to take my giraffe class. So if you're on the border line, thinking, well, I'm going to take it, I'm not going to take it, I am only 2 away. So the kit by itself is $59.99. But if you take the class, it's $84.99, because $25 of that is a fee, my fee, because I will be teaching all day long, 3 cards, and we have a schedule, and Jen set breaks for you guys that have time to eat and everything. But if you order today or tomorrow, we still have time to get it to you, and I'm going to be live, so I'm going to literally be creating these cards with you guys. I will be giving you a homework video. I had to get some things done this week, which I got done today. Yay! So I got some really hard stuff done. Then I now can step back and start working on those cards and making your homework video. So you will have a homework video if you choose to purchase the class. And what's great about the homework video is I tell you what to die cut, what color cardstock to die cut them on. If I need you to stamp something or die cut or just anything that's like homework, especially since we're going to be using with the Paper Glitz Golden Sparkle, and then the Paper Glaze Brown that comes with the kit. I'm going to show you guys. So really, you're going to get 4 classes, because one of them is me teaching you to do some of the techniques ahead of time. And then on the day of the kit, I'll show you where we finish everything. So anyway, if I can explain all that. Yes, it's going to be a great day. I'm very excited about it. It is our first one we've ever done where we've had access, and you will have access to this private Facebook group until it gets taken away, I guess. We said a year. I don't think Facebook groups get deleted. At least I don't think so. So you can stop it, start it, watch it, wait 6 months, whatever you like. But it's only $25, and technically it's me teaching you 4 classes. 4 complete from beginning to end classes for only $25. So, and you also get free shipping with that $25. So, all right. Thank you guys. Thank all of you who bought the kits. I appreciate it. Bought the kit and bought the kit access. Super excited. We have another Halloween kit coming out, and I can tell you, this one is not Halloween that we're doing. It's the giraffe. But I have another kit of Halloween coming out. And when the design team saw it, I could hear them gasping from afar. So that'll be out August 1st. All right, guys. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.